Hi folks, Lee here and welcome back to the channel. Hi folks, Lee here. Welcome back to the channel. Hello everyone, Lee here. Welcome back to the channel. Well, I mean, I'm perfectly capable of just sticking to like the normal sort of the one I've been doing, normally like. Hi folks, Lee here and welcome back to the channel. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. But like, I don't know, I just thought I'd try some new intros because I'm bored, and I just also thought I'd try like some, like cuts as well. Like you see like other YouTubers when they're doing these kind of like vlog type videos, like they'll they'll have like loads and loads of different cuts rather than just like the one continuous video like I've been doing. I don't know which one works better. I like the kind of single segment, but like I appreciate it can come off as like a little bit lazy. So, what do you guys think? Pop down in the comments below. Like, would you like me to continue with the one like continuous segment, or would you rather cut it up into bits like a lot of other YouTubers do? I suppose it doesn't really matter, does it? Really, that much. But let me know what you guys think. And without further ado, I'm not going to waste any more time. So let's get on to the main topic of the video. So I want to talk a little bit about like my favourite TV shows. Now I've already talked a little bit about my favourite video games, and I probably definitely like play more video games than I do like watch TV. Or I suppose they're not really even like TV shows anymore. They're really just like shows, aren't they? Because we watch them in Netflix, we watch them in Amazon Prime. We don't always watch them like specifically on a TV anymore. But so I've actually like not really watched very many modern TV shows lately. Like a lot of people are shocked when I say to them that I've never watched a single episode of Game of Thrones. They're either shocked or disgusted, or usually some mix of the two. But it's just not something I've ever got around to doing. The only show that I've watched recently, like that you would call modern, is one I talked about in one of my earlier videos, which was The Good Place, which was a great show. But I think the only reason I really took to that was because the episodes were only 20 minutes long, so I had time to like watch one every night. Whereas if a show's like an hour long and I'm getting in at like midnight after like a night shift or whatever, like I'm not gonna like have time to sit and watch a show that's an hour long. So favourite TV shows. So I've got three that sort of really come to mind. The first one is Breaking Bad. I loved that show. I thought it was an amazing story, an amazing plot, amazing cast. It was really, gripping, and it really engaged you. Um, the thing I liked about Breaking Bad was how sort of like local it felt. So like all of the events that were happening in the show felt like, it was all in a kind of very local area, like small town sort of idea. It occasionally branched out into like other things. Like I know like they went across the border like a couple of times, and there was definitely like little bits and pieces there of like the wider world, but by and large it felt like it was a very sort of like localized show. And I also loved the fact that they barely ever used like music tracks or anything like that in it. Like it was almost always just like ambient noise, like, or whatever the characters were saying or whatever. But in the very rare occasions where they did use music, or they did introduce a bit of the kind of like wider world stuff, they made it absolutely perfect. Like I remember the second last episode, and I hope I'm not spoiling too much here for anyone that hasn't seen the show, but like Walter White is like sitting at a bar at the end of like the second last episode, and there's like a segment of news on the TV, and like they're talking about him, and then the music starts playing, and he just gets up, and there's like half a glass sitting at like the table, and I just then the police come in, and I just thought, I remember at the time just thinking like how perfect like that whole like scene was. Like, I just thought it was amazing. So that's why I liked Breaking Bad. Amazing show, amazing plot, but I thought also stylistically it was amazing. I'm using the word amazing a lot here, but you get the idea. Like, it was really really good. Um, and then my second one is Prison Break. Really loved Prison Break. Again, it's one of those shows that kind of got a little bit more ridiculous as it went along, but I love the fact with Prison Break that I know there was the fifth season recently, but I'm kind of more going to talk about the first four seasons because that was its first like big run, and I love the fact that every season had like its own theme. So obviously there was like the wider story, but every season was almost like its own like self-contained little thing. So I don't want to spoil too much, but for anyone that's watched the show, you'll kind of know what I mean. So like each season was set in like a different location, and there was different characters that were relevant, to each season. And yeah, again, like amazing cast, amazing plot. Apart from the fact that the plot did get a little bit more ridiculous, but I'm one of those people, like, I can deal with that. Like, I can enjoy that in a show. And then the third one, and talking about ridiculous plots, is Lost. Now again, that's one that's going like way way back. Like, that was one that everybody talked about. Back in the early 2000s, and it was one of those ones you just couldn't like binge watch it because they released episodes in like a weekly cycle, I think. But I don't even know because I didn't watch that one until later on when I basically bought them all on DVD and just binged watched them. And it's a show that I would kind of like to watch again, but all of the episodes are like an hour long, and it's 20 episodes a season, and there's 6 seasons, so I very much doubt I'll ever fully watch that show again. But it was one of those ones where, like, the first 3 seasons were amazing, and then the second 3 seasons were, like, not so amazing, because, again, it just gradually got more and more ridiculous. So that's kind of like 3 shows that kind of, like, really come to mind, and again, it probably tells you that I don't watch enough TV. So I would love suggestions, actually. I would really love some suggestions in the comments down below. I've watched a little bit of the first season of Westworld. I've been kind of watching that a little bit. But apart from that, like, there's not really an awful lot that I've watched recently. So, as I says, I'm open to suggestions. Put them in the comments below. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you disliked it, hated it, give it a dislike. As I say, suggestions, thoughts, put them in the comments below. If you think you'll enjoy content in the future, then please do subscribe. And again, like, I want to know your opinions on, should I shoot it all as one segment, or should I be a little bit more kind of creative and have like cuts and that? I don't even know. I don't even know if it matters that much, but I'm bored, so just indulge me, So yeah, so that's it. Bye, folks.